Introduction to Chemistry. Sodium is a very reactive metal and must be stored in mineral oil to prevent its reaction with oxygen in air. Sodium metal is not found in the environment, but is found combined with chlorine in ordinary table salt, sodium chloride. There are in fact two things, science and opinion. The former begets knowledge, the latter ignorance. Hippocrates, Greek physician. In the United States, Canada, and other developed countries, we enjoy a standard of living that could not have been imagined a century ago. Owing to the evolution of science and technology, we have abundant harvests, live in comfortable, climate-controlled buildings, and travel the world via automobile and airplanes. We also have extended lifespans free of many diseases that previously ravaged humanity. The development of technology has provided machinery and equipment to perform tedious tasks, which gives us time for more interesting activities. The arrival of the computer chip has given us electronic appliances that afford ready convenience and dazzling entertainment. We can select from a multitude of audio and video resources that offer remarkable sound and brilliant color. We can access these audio and video resources from the internet, satellite, a compact disc, or a smartphone that can communicate wirelessly while surfing the internet. Our present standard of living requires scientists and technicians with educational training in chemistry. The health sciences as well as the life sciences, physical sciences, and earth sciences demand an understanding of chemical principles. In fact, chemistry is sometimes referred to as the central science because it stands at the crossroads of biology, physics, geology, and medicine. Just as personal computers and smartphones are indispensable in our everyday activities, chemistry plays an essential role in our daily lives. Evolution of chemistry. The earliest concept of science began with the ancient Chinese, Egyptian, and Greek civilizations. The Chinese believed that the universe was created from the interaction of two forces. Yin, the feminine force, was manifested in darkness, cold, and wetness. Yang, the masculine force, was manifested in light, heat, and dryness. When the yin and yang forces interacted, they brought the earthly world into existence and were responsible for everything in nature. As early as 600 BC, the Greeks began to speculate that the universe was composed of a single element. Thales, the founder of Greek science, mathematics, and philosophy, suggested that water was the single element. He claimed that Earth was a dense, flat disk floating in a universe of water. He also believed that air and space were less dense forms of water. A few years later, another Greek philosopher proposed that air was the basic element. This theory was followed by the proposals that fire, and later earth, was the basic element. About 450 BC, the Greek philosopher Empedocles observed that when wood burned, smoke was released, air, followed by a flame. He also noticed that a cool surface held over a fire collected moisture, and that the only remains were ashes. Empedocles interpreted his observations as evidence for air, fire, water, and earth as basic elements. The conclusion was logical based on his observations, and he further speculated other substances were examples of these four elements combined in varying proportions, as illustrated. In about 350 BC, Aristotle adopted the idea that air, earth, fire, and water were basic elements. In addition, he added a fifth element, ether, that he believed filled all space. Aristotle's influence was so great that his opinions dominated other Greek philosophers and shaped our understanding of nature for nearly 2,000 years. The scientific method. In 1661, the English scientist Robert Boyle published The Skeptical Chemist. In his classic book, Boyle stated that theoretical speculation was worthless unless it was supported by experimental evidence. This principle led to the development of the scientific method, which marked a turning point in scientific inquiry and the beginning of modern science. Science can be defined as the methodical exploration of nature followed by a logical explanation of the observations. The practice of science entails planning and investigation, carefully recording observations, gathering data, and analyzing the results. In an experiment, scientists explore nature according to a planned strategy and make observations under controlled conditions. The scientific method is a systematic investigation of nature and requires proposing an explanation for the results of an experiment in the form of a general principle. The initial tentative proposal of a scientific principle is called a hypothesis. After further experimentation, the initial hypothesis may be